South Africa, a country full of biodiversity, wildlife, lush vineyards, sun-soaked coasts, extreme socioeconomic inequality and corruption, but hey, I'm not here to talk about politics, and my ultimate man crush, Mr. Trevor Noah. My friends and I started our week-long trip in Cape Town, a port city known for its beautiful coastlines, beaches, and sweeping views of Table Mountain. We did a peninsula tour on our very first day here, and the landscapes blew us away at every stop. I don't think we had expected to see so much wildlife here because we had a safari trip planned for later, but seeing animals that we had only ever seen in zoos was such a big highlight for us. We also spent 24 hours in the lovely wine country, an hour away from Cape Town, because this was a girls' trip after all. But in all honesty, we were drinking wine every day, so we really didn't need to use wineries as an excuse to drink. I'm grateful to have friends who love traveling as much as I do, and I'm so happy that this trip finally happened after months of planning. I still remember when my friend Megan planted South Africa as a trip in my head a few years ago, and thus the best girls' trip ever was born. Hi friends, I'm in Cape Town, South Africa, bright and early today because we're going to be going on a peninsula tour to see some really cool beaches and landmarks all along the coast. We actually landed last night, me and my two friends, and we checked into the hotel. We're staying at the Winchester, which is a really beautiful boutique hotel right along the ocean. So as soon as you step out, you're literally like a short walk to the ocean. You can even smell the sea from here, and you can hear the seagulls, which is really nice. After we checked in and got cleaned up a little bit, we headed over to get some dinner. We were originally set on a tapas spot, but they were fully booked, so we ended up at a steakhouse, which was also very good. We each got a flat iron steak and then paired it with some potatoes and mac and cheese. And then of course we had to pair it with some South African wine, so we all shared a bottle of red wine. That was delicious, and I just can't wait to taste more of the wine here because they're really known for that. After that, we headed over to the gin bar because Cape Town is also known as a really big producer of gin. So we went over there, had a couple of drinks. It was a really nice, cozy atmosphere, and then we came back. And now we're gonna go do the peninsula tour. The hotel does have free breakfast, so we're gonna head over there before we get picked up for the tour. Actually, before I go eat breakfast, while the girls are still getting ready, I decided to come out here and look at the ocean because this view is beautiful, you guys. It's been a while since I've woken up for a sunrise. A sunrise by the water, actually. Look at this sky. Having breakfast now in this beautiful courtyard with these beautiful ladies. I got some yogurt with a bunch of fruit, more fruit than yogurt, the way I like it. And then just an assortment of cheese and crackers. And then this little energy bar that will fuel me for the day, hopefully. And the peninsula tour begins. I booked this tour on Get Your Guide, and the driver promptly picked us up at our hotel. Our first stop was the viewpoint of Maiden's Cove. Despite the fact that the weather was a bit overcast this morning, this was still so beautiful to see and was our first real look at Cape Town since we landed. We were only here for 10 minutes, and then we continued our tour up Chapman's Peak Drive, a maintained road lined by very affluent houses and views of the coastline. We stopped at Hout Bay Harbor, where we had the option of taking a boat ride to Duiker Island, but most of the tour passed on it. Instead, we took a nice leisurely stroll along the dock where we saw cute seals swimming around. The tour continued, and we landed at another viewpoint along Chapman's Peak Drive. Thankfully, the weather started clearing up and the landscape of Cape Town looked even more like a painting. Not enough pictures can do these views justice. It was time for a quick break, so we went to Noordhoek Farm Village for some coffee. There were also a lot of shops and boutiques here, so we browsed around a bit and my friend got some goat milk soap. On our way to our next stop, we saw a baboon on the side of the road. It was just chilling, scratching itself, enjoying the sun. Then we arrived at False Bay. And why is it called False Bay? Long story short, it was what sailors used to call the bay who confused it with another bay called Table Bay to the north. It was beautiful up here, but so windy.
After that stop, we made it to Cape of Good Hope. This is the most southwestern point of Africa, not to be mistaken with the most southern point. We took our obligatory group photo behind the sign. That's when our driver told us that in the peak summer season, the line for that picture could have been 2 hours long. Crazy. We were then faced with the choice of hiking up Table Mountain for an hour or getting driven 5 minutes to the funicular. Our lazy butts chose the latter. So we paid for a round-trip ticket and rode our way up the steep hill to the base of the lighthouse. From there, it was a quick 10-minute walk up, but longer if you're like me and can't resist turning around and taking pictures every 2 minutes. Lunch was at the restaurant on site, and while the views from the terrace were amazing, the food was overpriced and very average. We didn't realize how much we paid for a seafood platter until later, but we did what we did. Then, the highlight of the tour, penguins! We arrived at Boulders Beach. As soon as you enter, you'll be able to walk down a pathway and see the penguins almost immediately. This was my first time seeing penguins in the wild, and they were so cute.
Penguins are so cute and they're everywhere. You can find them napping, sunbathing, hanging out with their friends. And the way that they lay down with like their arms on the side like this just reminds me of Pika when he's resting. Pika's basically a penguin.
We then walked down to another part of the beach where we were hoping to see more penguins. Sadly, there weren't any, but we still enjoyed seeing the vibrant turquoise waters and the stacked boulders that this beach is famously named after. We were so tired by this time of the day, but we had 2 more stops. Muizenberg Beach, which is known for its brightly painted beach huts and a popular spot for surfers. We took a few pictures and sat down to watch the surfers. Lastly, we ended our tour with Bokop, formerly known as the Malay Quarter and also the oldest surviving residential neighborhood in Cape Town.
We're back at the hotel now, just finished the tour. It's been such a long day. I'm completely exhausted. It's almost 6 p.m. now, and it was just a full day of sightseeing, getting on and off the car, learning about things. The tour was really informative. We had an amazing guide named Kevin, and I do recommend doing this tour. Just keep in mind that there's kind of a time limit for each location, and you go through a lot. I've even found tours that had more stops than the one today, and today I think we had a total of like 8 or 9 stops. So it's definitely a very packed schedule, and you need to be very mindful of time. I think all you can do when you kind of go down at each site is just walk around a bit and then take pictures, and then you kind of have to go back. But for the price and for all that we saw, I thought it was a great way to start our first day in Cape Town. Now we're gonna go get dinner. Right behind me, the sun is setting. It's beautiful. So pretty.
The successful, you just gonna be talking about franchise.
When I was in Nashville and I had it. Thank you.
Another day, another glass of South African wine. Cheers.
Oh, now she is.
We have some fresh vegetables here on the side to go with these curries, so it kind of tones down the heat and kind of adds a refreshing touch.
I like the structure. I like the structure too.
Time for some dessert. I just got my little gelato. I got a kitty size of the tiramisu. Really good. Good morning, day 2 in Cape Town. It's really windy today, so the currents are running wild. And it's a little gloomy. Last night after dinner and gelato, we came back, had a lot of nice girl talk, accompanied by this Pinot Noir. that we ordered for room service. We are definitely having South African wine every single day, and this one was really good. So, really enjoyed that. Today, we had breakfast already, and we're taking it a little bit more chill because we have a free day. We're gonna start off by going to the botanical gardens and then maybe go to a beach or two today, do some shopping, really just do everything at our own pace, which I'm excited about because yesterday was a little bit more of a packed schedule. Today is just gonna be kind of doing what we want to do, and it's a little bit cold, so I'm wearing this sweater and then I'm gonna wear my favorite black jacket on top of this. We made it to the botanical gardens. We're getting our tickets now. It's 230 South African rands per person. Seems like a really, really big park. And also the views here were amazing. I love the backdrop of the mountains here. Yeah, time to explore. Lunchtime at Mariam's Kitchen. Our Uber driver said that this place is good, and then he also gave us a couple other recommendations. So this is stop number 1 for lunch.
This is good.
Wow, that looks like poutine. Hot dog with chips and a steak sandwich with chips and masala, braised onions, and a salad. Never had a sandwich with masala in it. It's very special. And how can I not love a sandwich with fries in it? Or chips, as they call it here. We did a little bit of shopping this afternoon after lunch. We went to the Victoria Wharf Shopping Center, got some clothes, and then now we're gonna walk around the promenade and look at the currents. The UV rays are super strong, so I don't even know if you can see, but they are crazy. They are wild. It's really pretty because when they crash, it kind of produces like a mistiness. It's very beautiful. We have a dinner reservation tonight, but before then we want to get a little snack. So we're gonna walk to a market, maybe get some coffee and a snack. It's like caramel cold foam. We've been seeing red cappuccinos on menus here, so Megan and I finally got one. It's a rooibos latte basically, which is like a type of vanilla scented black tea. I haven't had rooibos in a while, but it's from South Africa. They gave us some honey to go with it. It is so good. Rooibos tea has such a unique fragrance to it. It's like how Thai tea is very fragrant and very distinct. Rooibos has the same thing. And it's such a pretty color. It's like my new favorite drink. Red cappuccino.
As if all the South African wine we've had so far wasn't enough, the next day we headed about an hour away to Franschhoek, a town known for its century-old vineyards. We checked into a cozy rustic guest house for a one-night stay. Then we headed off to take a wine bus that took us to our first winery stop, where we were warmly greeted with a welcome white wine. They had a beautiful outdoor seating area, but it was wet from the rain, so we opted for our tasting to be indoors. We ended up getting a little hungry, so we ordered a fruit and meat platter that happened to be huge. So that was basically our lunch part one. The winery owner then told us that they had an ostrich farm outside, so Megan and I went out to feed one. Our second winery was a lot more modern and contemporary with steel and glass architecture. I got a wine tasting set here while Fong decided to go dry and Megan had a very refreshing watermelon wine cocktail. And then we ordered more food here because Fong wanted to try the pate. It was nice because there weren't a lot of people in here and the sun came out, so we had a really nice relaxing time. Still going strong, we boarded the wine tram to continue on to one more winery for the day. The ride was fun because they gave us free wine and we got views of the gorgeous vineyards. The third winery had kind of a blended vibe of the first and second. This one was the most crowded. Megan ended up getting a very special wine tasting with premium wines. And then the wine hit me hard, we ordered pizza and we went to bed. The end.
Good morning! It's our last day here in Cape Town. We just checked out of the Winchester, which was an amazing hotel. We actually just got back from a safari trip yesterday, so we landed around dinner time. We went out to get some African game meat / Italian food. Everything we got was really, really good, paired with, of course, local South African wine. And then after that, we went out to a bar, talked to a few people, had a good time, got some free shots, and then we came back here to rest. And then today we're leaving in the evening. Our flight back to New York City is going to be around 7 p.m. so we still have the whole day. Our first stop, we actually skipped breakfast here because we're going to go get food first at this farmer's market that's only open on the weekends. So we're going to eat there and maybe do a little bit of shopping, and then the rest of the day honestly is just going to be chilling, eating, and shopping. Just the way we like it. Leather shop at the Old Biscuit Mill. It's in this industrial area and it has a bunch of boutiques and shops and restaurants, and we have heard that leather is the thing to get when you're in South Africa, so my friends are very excited. There's a lot of good stuff around here for a really good price too. Look at these shoes, they're so cute. They've got hearts on them. We're back at the hotel now. We're gonna be ending this trip very soon. Fung had a great time purchasing a lot of leather goods, right?
I did.
How many pairs of shoes did you get?
I got one pair of clogs, 2 pairs of Oxfords. One was brown, one was black, and then a pair of like shearling lined boots for the winter in Vermont.
Yeah, she's in Vermont a lot of times. Sometimes.
Yeah, a lot. Enough that I wanted to buy a pair.
Yeah.
But anyways, it was
How was this trip?
amazing. I try to hold off on shopping.
Yeah, but a couple hours ago she said she can't wait to go home and that she's so excited to go home.
I
So
am.
thank you for the commentary. Always happy to be with you. Anyways, next trip will be sometime this year in the fall. Destination will be a surprise. Say bye to the vlog, sis.
Bye. Till next time.
Till next time.